Meanwhile, crews like the they pull 16-hour shifts, working, even sleeping in the wilderness for days at a time.
Go with it and make this your home and deal with it.
So as firefighters continue to camp at the Elks Unocal Event Center, incident commanders are combining science and strategy to figure out what Platform Irene, a rig embroiled in a controversy as thick as its oil. We flew out to the platform, approximately 5 miles off the county shores, a platform which overlooks Vandenberg Air Force Base and the mountain range where it gets its name. The state denied the project earlier this year, leaving many to wonder what will happen next.
The fire department says these fake fire inspectors enter these restaurants through the back door and they head right to the fire extinguisher and begin working without asking for permission. Trainers say the symptoms from a concussion aren't always so easy to spot, but with the program they'll have a better idea of when it's safe for players to return to action.
I feel that that's also one of the reasons why I'm here. I will not let this community try to bash me. You know, her actions ruined her own life.
Security court in Oceano looked more like a river Sunday as residents were forced to row their way down the street. The nearby duck pond overflowed, sending feet of water into nearby neighborhoods.
You can see the bedroom right here, how much we have into the houses.
Michelle Craig's been living in Oceano for 10 years, and she's fed up with all the flooding.
Our $1 million properties are going underwater. We're pretty much on our own, and it's gotten to the point where almost we can't get in and out anymore.
Residents resorted to their own techniques after sandbags did little to keep the water at bay.
Part of the problem in the house that we're staying in is the electrical outlets are on the floor. And we're going to have to turn the electricity off if we start drawing water, and we're like this close.
Just when many thought things couldn't get worse, the rising water forced people from their homes.
In a matter of minutes, I mean, we were slopping around in water. That's how fast it hit us.
We caught up with Joe Orlando at the Oceano Community Services District building before he and others removed the emergency shelter at Arroyo Grande High School. He was out of the rain, but the gravity of the situation was starting to sink in.
I mean, it's like a nightmare. My son has thousands of dollars of baseball cards that are ruined, completely ruined, irreplaceable. Thousands that I got for him when he was sick with cancer years ago.
So as the wet weather continues to wreak havoc across the Central Coast, people living in Oceano are still wondering how things got this bad in the first place.
What a shame. What a disaster that could have been prevented.
I know we're just a little tiny town in Oceano, but somebody has to hear us.
He was 88 years old, and Art Clokey touched the lives of many people, young and old.
He was the best dad in the world.
Joe Clokey described his father as loving, genuine, a family man, and says he used his talent to help others.
Gumby represented an expression of love for children. And I think that's what was most important to him.
He really cared about the world and, you know, making the world a better place for children.
And the place this masterpiece all started may surprise you.
He did it on the ping pong table of his father's garage, and Didn't even use a tripod.
As for the stories revolving around Gumby, they hit close to home. In fact, from Art Clokey's own life experiences.
He's looking at Gumby and Gumby's looking at him. Isn't that great?
They're kind of on the same page, it seems
They are. Gumby's an expression of my dad, my biological grandfather, and his hairdo is how Gumby got his bump.
Clokey was also a man of faith.
He believed in God and was always a seeker. He was a Christian his whole life.
A Central Coast man with an incredible career and an incredible journey.
Mini Rodeo has been going on about 30 years. I think it's fantastic. We expect probably about 6,000 kids here today. I hope everybody has a good day today, and the weather looks like it's going to be perfect. And as you've heard the kids, they're having a great time already.
All right, calls for it, and away they go.
You're supposed to have fun in school, but still learn things. It's pretty neat coming out here and going away from school a little bit. It's a lot of fun. I like when the horses were like galloping out there with the flags.
We are champions.